Measuring angles. Our objectives are to name and classify angles as well as measure angles and angle bisectors. Who uses this? Surveyors use angles to help them measure and map the Earth's surface. Let's look at what an angle is. An angle is a figure formed by two rays or sides with a common endpoint. Now, that endpoint is called the vertex. If you have multiple endpoints, we'll go with vertices. You can name an angle several ways. By its vertex, by a point on each ray and the vertex, or by a number. Let's look at this angle here. Because it's only one singular angle and it's by itself, you can state angle R to label it. You can use SRT or TRS, or by a number, angle 1. We must be careful. You cannot name an angle just by its vertex if the point is the vertex of more than one angle. For example, say you have a diagram like this. You simply cannot label an angle by angle P. Which angle are you talking about? This little one, number 1? This number 2? Or are we talking about QPR? Whereas over here, if you said angle R, it's very clear. We're just talking about this one angle. Let's try an example. A surveyor recorded the angles formed by a transit, which would be at the point T, and 3 distant points, Q, R, and S. Name 3 of the angles. Well, we can use numbers. So we can have angle 1 or angle 2. We could also label angle 1 because it says 3 different angles. We could also label 1 as angle QTR or angle RTQ. It's all the same angle. Same thing with angle 2. You can label it as angle RTS or angle STR. But they're all the same angle, so we need 3 different angles here. So we can do QTS, so angle QTS, or you can go with STQ. An acute angle measures greater than 0 and less than 90. A right angle measures 90. An obtuse angle measures greater than 90, but less than 180 degrees. So if it's 180 degrees, it cannot be obtuse. It could be a straight angle though. So formed by 2 opposite rays and measures 180 degrees, that would be a straight angle. Let's look at reading angle measures. We have find the measure of each angle, then classify each as acute, right, or obtuse. Well, we've got angle AOD. Well, is AOD greater than 90 or less than 90? Would be the first question you want to ask. So if it's greater than 90, that means you're not going to take this 15. You're going to end up reading it and taking 165 because you know that the angle is bigger than 90. Well, if it's bigger than 90, it's obviously obtuse. And how about angle COD? We have COD. We're sitting here at the 15, and we're going to 115. Well, that's 90 degrees, so therefore it must be a right angle. Congruent angles. angles that have the same measure. So similar to when we had congruent segments, we marked each of them with a little tick mark. Well, with angles, they're little arc marks. So more arc marks will mean new angles are congruent. So if I had 2 and 2, those two angles would be congruent. Let's look at the angle addition postulate. Very similar to the segment addition postulate, only this time you're using angles. So in this case, angle RQS plus SQP will give you the total after you've added them together, which would be RQP. So one part of the angle plus the other part of the angle will give you the total of the angle. Let's practice. All right, so angle ABD is 37 degrees. And the measure of angle ABC, so this whole thing, ABC, is 84 degrees. We want to find the measure of angle DBC. So we're looking for this piece here. Well, we can simply subtract. So we have our 84 minus our 37, which gives us 47 degrees. How about an angle bisector? So angle bisector, bisect meant to divide in half. So if it's an angle bisector, it's going to divide the angle in half. So an angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles. So this ray, JK, came through and divided angle LJM in half. That makes your two little angles here congruent, which would be angle LJK is going to be congruent to KJM. Let's try an example using angle bisectors. All right, so BD bisects angle ABC. And ABD is 6x plus 3 degrees. And then the measure of angle DBC is 8x minus 7 degrees. Well, if BD bisected angle ABC, that better mean that this angle is congruent to this one. So let's just set these two expressions equal to each other. So we have 6x plus 3 equals 8x minus 7. So subtract 6x from both sides, and we'll add 7 to both sides, leaving us with 10 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2, and we've got x equals 5. Well, we're not done yet. It wanted to know the measure of ABD. ABD. So we want to plug this 5 back in. So we're going to substitute x for 5. So we have 6 times 5 plus 3. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 gives us 33 degrees. And that ends our lesson on measuring angles.